So obviously, the biggest thing that happened this past week was Super Bowl 57. The Chiefs did come out on top as we all expected. Its final score was 38-35. Definitely one of the best Super Bowls in the past, like I would say 5 years, I would say. Obviously, there was a very controversial holding call at the end. Uh, Me and Saya had the same thoughts. Gio has a few different thoughts, but we'll start with Gio, see his side of it, and then we'll go with me and Saya. So, what do you think, Gio, about that call and about the game in general?
Overall, I think there was a lot of unnecessary flags. I think they should have just played the game. I also believe that that call was unnecessary, but it was still holding, right? I think they weren't um consistent with their calls they called, right? There was another holding call, obviously, early on in the game. I think it was the same player with Juju Smith-Schuster, right? He got held, an obvious holding call, in my opinion. I thought he got held and they didn't call it, right? So for them to call that call, I don't think it was as great of a great of a hold as earlier in the game, right? But nonetheless, it was still a holding call, right? I think Patrick Mahomes and Juju Smith-Schuster really sold that, especially with Patrick overthrowing the ball like he did, right, to Juju, and for Juju um uh to really accentuate the call, right? Exaggerate the call. I don't believe that didn't really end the game, right? Because there was many times where the Eagles could have defended better, right? In the second half, Patrick Mahomes on every single drive scored, which shouldn't have happened if you do have an amazing defense, right? So you guys shouldn't have been in that position to begin with. And then number two, I also believe their offense could have been better. Obviously, Kansas City's defense showed up in the second half, right? And really made game-winning plays in some of the Eagles' offensive drives, and I think that really came down to the wire for that. I don't think you can call a game based off of that one call. There's many calls and many plays where it could have gone either way, and I think Kansas City just won out because they had the better quarterback. They obviously had the ball, the last possession on offense, right? And that was a strategic play, obviously by Andy Reid and by that offense for not allowing Jalen Hurts and that star-powered offense to have the last possession.
Saya, go ahead.
I agree with a lot of what you said. Um, but with that call in particular,
Mhm.
they literally handed the game to Kansas City.
Well, I don't think they you can't hand a game
But they
based off
did
of one
because
call.
they did though because the Eagles had to call their timeouts, and then the game was over after that.
Right. But
So
that you
they
can't
did.
they did not hand the game. There was, like I said, many instances where the Eagles offense or the defense, where Kansas City scored on every single drive in the second half. The defense could have stopped them, right? That would have allowed them to have, that extra point separation, right?
Well,
Where
here's
Kansas
the
City needed to have a touchdown or, more to win the game.
here's the way I
No, I
look at
get
it
that.
though. If they don't get that call, Harrison Butker already missed a 45 yarder. We don't know if he would have made that or not.
And even if he did make that, the Eagles would have had a whole minute and a half to drive down the field to potentially tie the game. And then we
Right.
could have seen overtime rules, or they could have won the game.
Exactly.
I
But
just think it would have been
I
more entertaining to let them have a drive. And I don't think there was enough on the flag in that situation where it did end the game officially to call it personally.
I agree with that. I don't think there was enough. And that's not even the thing that bothers me. The thing that bothers me is they weren't calling that all game and they call it in the most crucial part of the game. That I just don't believe a ref can do that. I think they didn't hand them the game. Like Gio said, there was plenty of plays where the Eagles could have made that would have put the game away, but it
right.
made it easier for the Chiefs, I would say. And that call, I will say it was a holding, but if you don't call it all game, you can't call it at that point of the game. That's the way I look at it.
I,
But
I I agree with you, right? And I agree that there were more significant holds at the beginning of the game.
right.
And yes, they did not call that. And they were not consistent by calling that, right? Calling that later in the game. But you cannot say that the refs handed the Chiefs the game because, like I said, there was possibilities for the Eagles offense to go ahead and score on a drive, right? Or the Eagles defense to stop Patrick Mahomes and that offense from scoring on a drive, especially in the second half.
No,
I understand that.
I agree with
I'm
that.
not trying to
Okay.
dispute that at all.
Yeah.
When you take away an entire potential drive with the flag call,
Right.
I cannot get behind that. At least give us give them the opportunity to tie the game. Give us the entertainment of their offense, the Eagles' offense coming back out into the field.
Okay,
That's all I want.
let's say this. It's a fourth down, right? It's fourth down. You are down by 2. How much was it?
They would have been down by 3.
You're down by 3, right?
Yeah.
You're taking that field goal, right? And yes, I agree with you guys that Jalen Hurts would have the ball for the last possession if they made the field goal. Or you can go for it with Patrick Mahomes, obviously going for the win there, right? And I would trust Patrick Mahomes to convert on that fourth down more than I do for that kicker to make that field goal, right? So say Patrick Mahomes gets that first down. They can still run the clock exactly how it happened, right?
Yes, but that's the thing.
That's
the thing. The refs wouldn't have gave them that free first down. They would have had to earn it. It would have been different.
Okay, fine. But at the same time, that scenario could have still happened.
Right. It could have.
They tie the game, right? And their defense holds the Eagles, which in my opinion, I think Kansas City's defense was playing extraordinarily better than the Eagles' offense, especially in the second half. Right? They made great adjustments. So I think, yes, it could have gone into overtime, and you don't know what happens in overtime. But at the same time, like I said, I believe that call was going to say
You might have to repeat that.
was given the game.
Gio.
But really, they earned on both ends.
Gio. Repeat that, bro. You literally just broke up like so bad.
Yeah.
Repeat what you just said.
All right.
Please.
So for a quick summarization, I said that I believe that there was many opportunities for the Eagles, right? Like I said previously.
Right.
But when I saw that play happen, I knew instantly that a lot of people were going to say that the Kansas City Chiefs were given that game. And in my opinion, I believe they earned that game just based off of the play in the second half alone, because I think they played extraordinarily better than the Eagles did.
I do agree with that, but at the same time, you got to expect that people are going to say the refs kind of helped them, because they did. That's just the fact of the matter. But yes, the Chiefs played an excellent second half and did deserve to win that game more than the Eagles. I will agree with you on that.
But it just no one's disregarding the entire second half with the Chiefs comeback in that part. People are just angry that the Chiefs don't have to earn that fourth down conversion if they went for it.
Right. Exactly.
Instead, they were handed it by the refs to where they could run down the clock to where the Eagles have 8 seconds left.
Okay, and yes, it was still a holding call, and I believe even the defensive player said he held.
Yes, it was holding. Situation. It was. But like I said, you just can't call it at that point of the game if you weren't calling it all game. That's the way I look at it.
And I agree. It should be a consistently called game. And I hate that it comes down to this. But then again, I give all the credit to the Kansas City Chiefs for playing the way they did in that second half. I can't just give it to that one call. And I hate how people are – and I'm not disputing anything with you guys. I understand your guys' takes, but I hate how people are saying that Kansas City was given that game based off of that one call.
I agree. I don't believe that one call gave the Chiefs the game. I believe there was 3 crucial plays that gave the Chiefs the game. Number 1 was Jalen Hurts' fumble that was recovered for a touchdown.
Right.
Number 2, it's two are A and B. The Chiefs run the same play in the red zone. One to Kadarius Toney, left wide open. The other to Sky Moore, left wide open. After that, the Chiefs gained momentum, and then Kadarius Toney with a big punt return. They gained the momentum, and once the Chiefs gained momentum, we all know what happens, and the rest was history.
Exactly.
Facts.
But still speaking, said, did you want to have a conclusion on that?
Oh, the flag
Just
call.
on the Super Bowl, on the play.
It was a good game to watch. It was entertaining, and that flag call kind of ruined it for me though. Because from an entertainment standpoint, I would have liked to have seen a final drive from Philly,
Right, right.
but they did make the right call. I just wish it wasn't as significant as it was.
Agreed. But anything you want to say,
So
Gio?
I have two things for you guys. One is Jalen Hurts got benched in college for Tua Tagovailoa in the championship game. Would Tua have made that crucial fumble?
No.
No, I don't believe he would have, because Jalen Hurts got benched for that exact reason, ball security.
Right. Exactly. All right. Just want to make that clear. We all believe Tua Tagovailoa would have won the Eagles the Super Bowl. If healthy, obviously. He's a walking concussion, but if
Hey,
healthy, he
not
would have won
next
the
year.
Super Bowl.
We'll see what happens next year, Saya. Let's just
Hey,
see.
he's taking Taekwondo now, bro. He's not gonna fall on his head.
Okay, we'll see, buddy. All right, what's your second point, Gio?
And then my second point is we all know about the script.
Yes.
Was there a secret script stating, because the spread was 2 points favoring the Eagles? And we all know what happened. We know that Kansas City won, I believe, by 3 points. So it's a total flip. Kansas City won on the over. Was there a secret script that stated how Kansas City was going to win because of that holding call, right? I know I just bashed that holding call, but the refs did impact that game. And by doing so, they flipped the script for Kansas City to win over the spread. Your thoughts on that?
Saya?
The script is a funny joke.
Yeah.
But I'm not a believer in the script.
I agree. I am not either.
Okay.
Do you believe in the script?
Do I believe in the script? No, because that would discredit all the Super Bowls previous to this, right? And I can't fathom the fact that there is a fixed outcome for the Super Bowl, because there are so many different things to happen in the Super Bowl, right? Players can get injured, different passes, especially the helmet catch and New York Giants, right? And the Patriots, right? Stuff like that, defensive plays, everything can happen. There's a lot of different scenarios and outcomes for the Super Bowl.
Agreed.
But my next point for you guys is, because I was wondering, when did this script come about, right? When did this theory come about? And I was thinking, did it come about when Tom Brady came back 25 points against the Falcons? What year do you think the script came about, if there would have been a script?
Jake, I'll let you answer this one first.
All right. Yeah, I would say it would be the 25-point comeback against the Falcons, to be honest with you. I do agree with that.
Right.
I'd say it would have to be all those Cowboys Super Bowls. That's when the script.
I would say it would have to be that 16-0 Dolphins season back in the day.
Oh, wild.
Or the 2011 Giants Super Bowl, beating the unbeaten Patriots, right?
Mm-hmm.
David versus Goliath, pretty much.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know, bro. All I know is that the Chiefs were the better team in the second half, and that's the big reason why they came back and won that game.
For sure.
And it is time to apologize for me for writing off Patrick Mahomes, Kelsey, and the Chiefs, and for everyone else to apologize to the Chiefs, because as Travis Kelce said, you guys weren't saying during the regular season, you were saying no, we weren't going to win. No one counted on us, and there they were. So, I mean, obviously, these two people right in front of me predicted it. Well, they didn't predict a Super. Well, Gio predicted a Super Bowl appearance. Saya did not, but Saya did expect them to be as good as they did. But most people wrote the Chiefs off, and in the words of Geno Smith, they didn't write themselves off, and it ended in a Super Bowl.
Yeah, Travis has to run the tape back where I stated I believe they were going to beat Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, right, in the Super Bowl. So Travis got to run that tape back on this podcast.
All right, I'll get him right on that. Don't worry about it.
Cool.
But
But
yeah. Oh, go ahead.
I don't think anyone was counting out Patty and Travis as much as it was the thought to be lack of depth at the wide receiver position and the
Yeah,
defense.
that's the main reason why I counted them out. Because after they traded Tyreek, I was like, who do they have outside of Travis?
But
Yeah.
this was the catch too, right? The signing of Juju Smith-Schuster was very impactful, especially for that Super Bowl, right? We all know the Super Bowl. He had, I think, 50 plus yards, right?
He had,
Obviously that holding call.
I don't know. Juju didn't really do much for the Chiefs, in my opinion. I believe it was more Valdez-Scantling, the rise of their running backs, and also Sky
sure.
Moore.
Thanks. I think Juju did all right. But he's gotta stop talking all that trash, bro,
Yeah,
for his
bro.
production.
Like the things he's saying on Twitter right now, I'm like, bro, you didn't even do anything. You just got the ring, bro.
Yeah, legit. He's like a Melvin Gordon.
Yeah, bro. Like Melvin Gordon smoking that cigar. I was like, bro, you just sat the bench. What are you doing?
Legit.
But I mean, I get it. You got your ring, but just keep it inside of you. You don't have to go trash talking everybody.
Yeah, I thought that was very disappointing as well. What see Juju do that, right? He's thinking to me it was the exact same thing as Swaggy P winning a chip with the Warriors, right? We all know you won a chip, right? Did you deserve to win that chip? I'm sure all the hard work you put in to get to the spot where you are, yes, you deserve that chip. But for you to come out there and deliberately say, and make fun of the holding call, right?
Right.
That was ridiculous to me. You did win because obviously it helped you, right? Win the game because of that holding call. And you really didn't do too much, I would say. Yes, he impacted the game by getting, crucial yards, right? But at the same time, it was more Sky, right? Pacheco, right?
Pacheco, yeah.
Yeah, Pacheco. He was amazing.
Even
Mahomes,
even Kadarius Toney did more than Juju, I would say.
Tony, and obviously Patrick Mahomes to run face first, right? Not sliding into that defense every single time he ran. Just showed you how much he wanted to win that Super Bowl, and that is why they won.
Exactly. And speaking of Patrick Mahomes, he won MVP and Super Bowl MVP.
Right.
This is just his 5th season. That's just insane to me. 2 Super Bowls, 3 AFC divisional or AFC championship appearances. Is Patrick Mahomes the new face of the league, and will he ever surpass Tom Brady when it's all said and done, do you guys think?
I think he is the face of the league. Yeah, without a doubt. But will he pass Brady? I think he could. He's got the talent too, but I don't know if he'll have the longevity too.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. That's the way I'm thinking about it. Obviously, he's the face of the league. I think he even was this year, even with Brady there. But yeah, the longevity is just the thing that's bothering me because he does have the talent to get all those records and break all those records Brady has. But the longevity wise, I don't see him playing as many seasons as Brady does either.
No. Gio, what you think on that?
For me, this is going to be the exact same thing for you guys. I know I stated in the last podcast, if you guys haven't seen it, that Michael Jordan is still better than LeBron James. Right? For you guys, you made the argument that LeBron was better, right, than Michael Jordan. And in this comparison, LeBron James is equal to Patrick Mahomes, in my opinion, and Michael Jordan is Tom Brady, right? Can we all agree on that? Well, obviously, you guys believe LeBron is better than Jordan, but before the whole
I get what
Or
you're saying. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Patrick Mahomes is a better quarterback. He's a better all-around quarterback. He can do everything inside the pocket, outside the pocket. Overall accolades like LeBron James or like Tom Brady because of the longevity, right? That would be very hard to reach. But Patrick Mahomes, winning percentage, passing yards per game, yards per pass, passing touchdowns per game, passing rating, right? In the regular season is all at first in the Super Bowl era. He has the highest of out of anyone in those rankings, right? He's like you said, he won the Super Bowl. He's got Super Bowl MVP and MVP in the regular season. He's got 2 MVPs, right? He's got 2 Super Bowls, two for 3 right now. And
2 Super
the
Bowl
one he did
MVPs.
lose was against Tom Brady.
Right.
Right. Every year he started, he's been to the AFC Championship game. How is he not the greatest? Right. As of right now, yes, I agree with you guys. Tom Brady is still better. But if Patrick Mahomes wins 1 or 2 more Super Bowls, I will have a legitimate argument of why Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback of all time.
Okay, all right. You bringing up the LeBron and MJ thing? I thought you were gonna say there was no way Mahomes can surpass Brady,
No.
and I was gonna call you an old head lover.
No, I
And
still
then
think
you
LeBron
went
James
with-
can pass Michael Jordan as the greatest of all time just based off of accolades, but personally I would choose Mike. But that's a different story.
That's fair.
Yeah, okay, all right. I was about to get on your case right there.
Just because of the eye test, right?
No, I do. Go ahead.
But for me, the eye test, Patrick Mahomes is superior as a quarterback.
Oh, I agree. Patrick Mahomes is an elite talent and a talent that we have not seen in almost a decade, to be honest.
Well, he's very magical with how he's able to do the things he does, right? Off the cuff.
Right.
We didn't see Tom Brady do that. The only other player we can see is Aaron Rodgers, but even that to an extent.
Right.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. The eye test, he's the better quarterback. I'd say he has to get since Brady has 7, I'd say he has to get 5 rings and then plus break a few records of his, and then we can have that conversation.
5 is fun though.
I mean, he already has 2, and it's only been 5 years.
But
I
can see 2 more, right? Just based off of talent wise and the eye test, people can make that comparison and say how he's better. And he has 4 rings. I'm sure he'll have 3 MVPs, right? And he'll still leading all these stats that I just mentioned.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just tough. He won't be getting any more rings though.
Yeah, okay. We'll see if walking concussion can play.
Next time we have this conversation, it's gonna be, is Tua Tagovailoa better than Tom Brady? And I'm gonna say yes.
Or Eli Manning. Nah, he's not better because everyone's got 2, right? That I'm mentioning. Eli Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, right? All better. And that's just in this era.
Then who?
And Tua.
You ain't seen prime Tua yet.
We ain't gonna see
Play
prime
full
Tua. His
season.
brain is washed, bro.
You ain't seen
If.
full
That's an
hold on, bro.
if he's healthy and if he wants to continue playing, we will see. But as
Hey,
of
bro.
right now, it's hard to make an argument.
Yeah,
He
it's
played
just
like 4 games concussed.
it's just too skeptical to me right now. I
Before
need to
that, he
see.
was leading the league in passing yards. Or no, he
No,
wasn't doing
okay,
that.
yeah, he's great.
Passer rating.
No, we're not saying he's not. We're not saying he's bad when healthy. He's great when healthy. But the question is, can he stay healthy?
Right.
Oh, I think he will next year.
And I think you can contribute that to another quarterback we knew at a young age, right? And is Drew Brees, right? Nobody thought he could do the things he could with the injuries he sustained with San Diego, right? And then he got traded to the Saints and he became like one of the best ever to do it, right?
Right. All I'm saying is that Miami needs to get an O line for Tua, and then Tua will be fine. Just get an O line, please.
Right.
Hey man. Our line's not terrible. We did have a whole Pro Bowl left tackle.
Could you keep him from getting touched like Patrick Mahomes did that entire Super Bowl?
Okay, but Mahomes did get touched.
The Chiefs O-line, who many say
Inside of
are
the pocket?
what, yeah, the Chiefs O-line say that who many say are one of the worst in the league,
Right.
allowed the best defense, 0 sacks and 0
Right.
tackles for losses.
Right.
Mahomes is a mobile quarterback in the pocket.
So
He
is
can break
Tua.
sacks.
Tua can run.
No,
So is
Tua
Tua.
can run.
I don't want Tua running that ball. I want that ball out within 2 seconds. Otherwise, I'm
Well, then you
scared.
better get a better O-line because your line can't hold on for that long.
What you mean? No, it's just I don't want him holding the ball, risking an injury.
Well, then you better stop calling all these deep routes then.
Hey man, hey man, don't be coming at me like that.
Hey, I'm just saying, if
Listen,
you want 2 seconds, you're going to have to run quick slants or something.
how about we just trade for Lamar Jackson?
How about you do that?
If you want to, go ahead.
No, no. I want a quarterback
Right.
that's gonna sit.
And you just brought up a great point. And that's why I also think Patrick Mahomes won that Super Bowl is who was a running first quarterback?
I don't really think there is anymore.
Well, Jalen Hurts is a run
Jalen
first
Hurts
Jalen
is,
Hurts is run
right.
first quarterback.
yeah. I mean,
And Patrick Mahomes is a pass
he
first.
did throw some great balls in the
Oh, for
Super Bowl,
sure.
though.
For sure. And his increase in play at the passing position, right? Tremendous, upside, right?
Right.
This year.
Yeah.
But Patrick Mahomes is a pass first quarterback, and usually, if not always, you win a Super Bowl with a pass first quarterback.
Agreed. I would really, I mean, I think Jalen Hurts has some development to do still, and that's why they lost.
Sure.
He needs to throw it more than try to run it right away. He needs
Right.
to let the play develop more, and that was a big reason why they lost. But
For sure.
I do agree with you. Passing quarterbacks, majority of the time, will win the game.
Or I think has a run first quarterback ever won the Super Bowl?
I can't recall. I mean, did Cam win one? Because if he did, then that would be the only one I can think of.
Cam Newton, right?
Yeah.
No, he didn't win one.
Right, exactly.
So he got to one, but he got smoked.
Right.
Colin Kaepernick was a mobile quarterback, but he didn't
Right.
win either.
Nope.
So, I mean, yeah, majority of the time, the throwing quarterback wins.
Right.
Tua Tagovailoa next year.
Okay.
Which means okay.
Is what?
Gonna win the Super Bowl.
Okay, we'll see. That's a stretch.
What you mean?
It's just a stretch. That's all I'm saying.
I can see you guys if he's healthy. I can see you guys winning your division.
Yes.
Amen.
But
Amen.
If he's healthy,
when we bring in Taylor Heineke to be our backup,
yep.
we ain't losing a single game. We gotta go undefeated 2.0.
If you guys do, I still see Patrick Mahomes beating you guys. Patrick Mahomes is not losing to you guys. Patrick Mahomes is not losing to anyone in the AFC other than, I would say, possibly Denver with the acquisitions at the coaching job they've had so far, right? With Payton and possibly Rex Ryan.
The only one I see the Chiefs losing to every year is the Bengals. That's it.
Possibly the Bengals, but the Chiefs might have their number now. They might have their number.
We'll see, but
I believe there's a lot of contracts, right, for the Bengals that have to be signed in the offseason, which a lot of those receivers want money. They can't pay everyone there. So someone's got to leave.
What's he talking about right now?
What's up?
Talking about the Bengals?
The Bengals got the Chiefs number.
I agree.
No, they do not.
Yes, they do.
I said the Chiefs can have their number now.
Yeah, but stats speaking, though,
Right.
the Bengals have it.
But like I said, there's going to be a lot of contracts that have to be signed, and someone's going to be walking. And who is going to be walking?
I think the Bengals find a way to keep all of them, to be honest.
Amen.
I can see Boyd leaving.
I mean, yeah, but I'd let Boyd go. He doesn't do much, in my opinion. He's not the reason they win.
Amen. Who did the Bengals beat to go to the Super Bowl last year?
The Chiefs.
How long has Joe Burrow been in the league?
I'm sorry?
How long has Joe Burrow been in the league?
3 years, right?
Yes.
Oh, 3 years?
Going to be 4, right?
2 AFC championships in 3 years?
Right, yeah, 2.
That's 66%. Patrick Mahomes is sitting at 60%.
Patrick Mahomes has been there every single time he started.
He's been
This
there
one?
3 times.
All 5 years.
No, 3 times only.
He's been to the AFC Championship all 5 years.
No, 3 times.
When
He's
hasn't he?
He's missed it a few times.
When?
I'm not sure the exact years, but I know for a fact he's only made it 3.
Are you sure?
Yes. The Bengals.
Last year
No,
he was-
the Bengals beat him twice.
Did they? Did they really?
The Bengals beat them last year. Yeah.
I know they beat them last year. Was that in the AFC Championship or second round?
All right. So going off what we were going off of with Patrick Mahomes' resume, I did make a mistake. He did make 5 straight AFC Championship games, all 5 as a starter. He's won 3. That's where I got confused. He's won 3 out of 5. So Joe Burrow has beaten him twice, just not in the AFC Championship game. Last year I think he did get beat by the Bengals last year.
Right, in the AFC Championship.
Right. And then I believe the year before maybe too, if I'm but not in the AFC Championship. I believe that was the second round.
No, because Patrick Mahomes went to the AFC Championship every single game.
Oh, right.
Every single year.
Who did he lose to then? The second time? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like,
Who did Patrick Mahomes
Joe-
lose to?
yeah, because he's only won 3. So he lost to Joe Burrow, and who else?
2018.
It was 2018.
Yeah, what was
that Super Bowl?
Tom Brady still on the Patriots?
I believe he was. I believe that was the Patriots,
Right.
yes.
And the Patriots went to the Super Bowl? And
Oh, was that the Pats
won
Eagles?
6?
I believe. Let me see. Yeah, that was the Pats Eagles when the Eagles won their first.
Oh, right. Yeah. The Eagles won. Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, those are his 2 losses, but still making it all 5 years, that's just as impressive.
For sure.
But
But
yeah,
go ahead,
Joe
say.
Burrow's close. Joe Burrow's close.
Yeah, no, Joe Burrow is definitely close. It's going to be a rivalry for years to come, a great
Mhm.
rivalry. They only lost
sure.
by 3 this year, and obviously Bengals fans were upset about the refs on that game too. But I don't believe the refs had much to play into it. It was just the Chiefs were the better team this year, I feel like, and that
Mhm.
showed in the Super Bowl as well.
One thing I do want to say on Joe Burrow is I think it's pretty remarkable. People forget how much they were complaining on the Bengals drafting him, on how he should have pulled an Eli Manning or what the case may be, right? Of how he should have declared not wanting to play for the Bengals or whatever the case may be. I think it shows a lot of professionalism, and then it also shows just the drive to win, right? And Joe Burrow did that, especially with a team that has lost a lot previous to having him as the starting quarterback.
I agree.
Yeah,
It also have to give credit to the Bengals front office as a whole for drafting Joe Burrow
For sure.
and then going out and getting his former teammate Jamar Chase
Yeah.
to
Right.
get that chemistry down and speed up his process. And we've seen what it has done since then.
Right.
Thanks. I was going to bring up it does help that they went and got his boy Jamar the next year in the draft, but
Yeah, there's 2 quarterbacks I would say that have the drive to win going into a terrible organization like the Bengals, or I would say like the Dolphins, to have 2 quarterbacks like that and just start winning off the bat, right? And just changing the whole organization culture is phenomenal.
So you can't sit there and say that the Dolphins were bad before weren't bad before Tua. Come on.
hey man, we were exciting though.
Okay, but that
With
didn't equate to wins,
Incognito
though.
and all the felonies he had, or
Oh, we bringing it back to like what 2010?
well, I'm just saying Incognito was there.
Exciting does not equate to wins. He
Hey,
made
man.
them a winning franchise.
Hey man, we made the playoffs in 2016.
For sure. And I was just joking with Incognito. I just know I don't believe he has any felonies. I just feel like, he's had a lot of things thrown around with his name, right? With
He was a bully in Miami. That's why they got rid of him.
that's exactly why.
But yeah, congrats to the Chiefs and well-deserved Super Bowl win.
For sure.
Facts.
But to move on to the NBA, it
Mhm.
was an absolutely insane NBA trade deadline, with the biggest domino by far being Kevin Durant being traded to the Phoenix Suns literally out of nowhere. The Nets were saying, no, we're not taking any calls, but secretly behind teams' backs, they were dealing with the Suns, and eventually a deal did get done. Kevin Durant and TJ Warren both shipped to the Suns for Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, and some others as well as some 3 first-round picks and a pick swap. I believe there was one more player, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, and Jay Crowder, who did get bought out by the Nets. But the only thing I'm looking at is Kevin Durant on the Suns. That's all I'm looking at. What do you guys think this does for the West and for the Suns specifically?
It's scary. Very scary.
Facts.
Um, I would like even depth wise, I don't think they got hurt too bad.
They have more depth than the Mavs, I'll say.
Yeah. And I have the three-headed monster of D-Book, a bucket getter, and then Kevin Durant next to him,
A
a
bucket
bucket
getter.
getter. Both of them can play on and off the ball.
And CP3, bro, he's about to be living his life passing them the ball.
A pure winner too.
Yeah.
Like I don't want no comments about no rings and all this and that because he brought OKC to the playoffs.
Right.
Brought the Suns to the playoff. Like he's a winner.
100%. And I feel like you have to also have to throw Aiton in there too with the way he's been playing.
Aiton's still there. Crazy, bro.
They did lose depth though. They lost defense in Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson. So
And Jay Crowder.
yeah, but they weren't playing him anyway.
Jay Crowder come to Miami.
So I mean, it is defense is definitely a possibility of why they will not make the finals, but I feel like they have to be the favorites in my eyes.
The favorites is kind of crazy.
I'm saying out of the West, not to win it, but out of the West.
Yeah, I think you're crazy.
Who you got over them?
The Warriors.
Really, you still think the Warriors can make a push?
Yeah.
I'm not sure because, like, to me, if they haven't turned it up yet, I don't know if they can. And it also depends on Steph Curry's health as well.
Yeah. But I think Curry will be back. They're gonna be hooping. They're letting the young guys get some more playing time this year. And I think come playoff time, when they're sitting in the playoffs, they're gonna be a team the Suns do not want to catch.
Oh, I believe the Warriors aren't a team anybody wants to catch, which is why they're so scary that they're in the play-in right now.
Yeah.
Because if they get that 8 seed or 7 seed, a 1 or 2 seed is going to have to play them in the first round.
And they could very easily lose them.
Exactly. So it will be interesting to see. I could see that. I'm just not sold on the Mavs yet. I don't believe they can beat that Suns team because of lack of depth and lack of defense as well. But I could see the Warriors.
But yeah, but the Suns, I would not be surprised if they made it to the finals.
I agree. It's a very scary team, like you said. Kevin Durant just adds to that already dynamic team. But before D-Book's injury, they were cruising in the West, second in the West. And then obviously D-Book got hurt. And I feel like that's also why they brought KD in, was because if D-Book goes down, they realize they don't have anyone outside of him to really keep the ship afloat. CP3 does everything he needs to, and so does Ayton, but they needed someone else. So I think that's why they made the trade as well. And it just adds to that team, and it's very scary for sure.
Facts. Gio, what you think on this?
Well, to answer your question, let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys have Kawhi Leonard being better than Kevin Durant
No,
overall, all time?
no,
You don't?
no.
Well, this will solidify that because this is this is the biggest trade since Kawhi Leonard. We haven't seen a top 5 player get traded in the NBA since Kawhi Leonard did to the Toronto Raptors from the Spurs.
Right.
What happened during that year he was on the Toronto Raptors?
He carried them to a championship.
Carried them to a championship and won the championship, right? Although, yes, you can put asterisks, against the Warriors because of injury, but he still won it, right? He had one of the greatest playoff runs of all time. If Kevin Durant doesn't now win a championship in his time in Phoenix, there is a huge argument of why Kawhi Leonard is better than Kevin Durant.
That is very true. I would still put KD over him though, just because of scoring ability personally. It's just he does it so effortlessly.
Okay.
But if he does not win a championship with the Suns, it not only hurts him, but it hurts his legacy. His legacy will literally derail because he went there to win. And if he can't get it done, then I don't know what else to say.
And so this isn't. Oh, go ahead.
Real quick before we veer off too far from it.
Right.
I don't like the fact that people keep saying Kawhi carried that team.
Do tell.
He might have been the only star player on that team or superstar caliber, but they still had an extremely deep team.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying he carried them, but he was the main reason why they won.
Yeah, without a doubt. But to say carry, like it was LeBron and that Cavs team.
Oh, come on now.
That's true because
Like,
he had Kyle Lowry when he was actually still good. He had Fred VanVleet as well on the rise. He had so many Pascal Siakam on the rise. So
OG Anunoby clamping stuff up.
right, exactly. So I mean, he didn't carry them, but he was the main reason they won.
He was the reason they won.
Right.
But he was no LeBron with the Cavs.
Right, exactly.
By any means.
Go ahead, Gio.
I don't want to gear off too far. I just wanted to make the comparison with Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard real quick because of the these two trades shape up to be pretty much the same thing, right? Two top 5 players going to a different team trying to win a championship. My whole argument here is, well, just Kawhi Leonard, yes, he had players around him, but he did have to go through the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Your buddy, Jimmy Buckets, at the time was on the 76ers with a great Ben Simmons. You know, right? We all thought Ben Simmons was going to be something because of that season. And Joel Embiid, who was coming to his own. So Kawhi Leonard did pretty much carry them, I would say. I don't think with a DeMar DeRozan, they would have gotten where they were. Kawhi Leonard really, I think, pushed them over the top and pretty much carried them, especially through that 76ers Eastern Conference Championship series to the finals.
I agree with you. He was the player that put them over the top.
Right. Okay.
But the way I see that team, that's like me saying, oh, Giannis carried the Bucks to their championship.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Carrying to me is you're the only player doing anything like LeBron on that Cavs team.
So you're going to say 2018 LeBron Cavs?
Yes.
2018. Okay, because 2016 and 2017 you had Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving pretty much, and they were scoring 82 plus points, all three of them, right? We saw in the finals in 2016, game 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, I believe, Kyrie Irving scored more than 30 points a game, possibly more than 28, I know for a fact. More than 28 points, like 6 assists, 7 assists, right? And possibly 8 rebounds. You know, Kawhi Leonard, or not Kawhi Leonard, but Kyrie Irving was no slouch, right? So he did have help in that 2016 championship. Okay.
I was talking about 2018.
2018. Okay, I just want to clarify that. Okay, we all
those
agree.
Teams, LeBron carried the team. Sorry, LeBron led the team. Just like Kawhi led the Raptors.
Okay. Yes, I agree with that. Okay.
Yeah,
so
that's just the way I speak on it.
Okay, got you. So going back to the whole focus of this conversation, the trade of Kevin Durant going to the Phoenix Suns, right? He needs to win a championship. Obviously, I just stated how Kawhi Leonard could be better and make an argument if he does not win a championship with the Phoenix Suns.
Right.
Yes, they have great players. They have an amazing, star players. In my eyes, one of the best point guards of all time, Chris Paul, right? CP3.
Yes.
Number 2 behind Magic Johnson in my eyes. You got one of the greatest scorers in this era in Devin Booker. You have probably the top pure scorer ever in Kevin Durant. You have a great defensive threat down low and great offensive threat down low in DeAndre Ayton now. They don't have the depth, like you said. I think, yes, TJ Warren is a sleeping piece, right? Because I think TJ Warren is a great scorer, right? He was almost an all-star before he got hurt.
Cameron Payne is also a sleeping piece, I would say.
Cameron Payne, is that Patrick Beverly, great, gritty defense, right? Great heart. Great player as well, has great basketball IQ. Shamit, great, he's a great 3-point threat. I just don't think they're as deep as the Mavs personally, right? You look at this Mavericks team, and yes, the Suns have more star players, but you got Davis Bertans, Reggie Bullock, right? You got Josh Green, and my personal favorite, Tim Hardaway Jr., right? You got Maxi Kleber, you got JaVale McGee, Markieff Morris, Frank Nicka, I can't pronounce his last name, but you got Frankie boy out there. You got Dwight Powell, you got Christian Wood, and then you got McKinley Wright, right? Where we've seen him play well as at points in time. They don't have the defense. I will agree with you on that, but personally, I think they do have a deeper team than the Phoenix Suns.
I agree. The depth is better than the Suns, but I just believe that the lack of defense will be their downfall against the Suns if they meet.
For sure. And on both sides, they're not a great defensive team, and I think we can all agree on that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
To win championship, you need defense. To win championship, you need depth. You need team cohesion, right? And you need two star players, as we've known, with LeBron James and Anthony Davis and all the other great players LeBron has played with, or Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, right? Andrew Wiggins, right? Even Kawhi Leonard and Kyle Lowry, right? You need two guys.
Yep, I agree.
Okay.
That brings me to my next point. Does this push the Suns to the favorites of the title for you guys? Or do you think there's other teams that can still take them out?
I would say in the public side, they're viewed as the favorite.
Right.
But personally, I'd have them second or third.
Okay. Do you know who one or two is?
Golden State.
Okay.
I have them going back to back this year personally.
Okay.
And the OKC Thunder.
Your credibility just went out the window with that.
Yeah, no,
the
Warriors is good, but Thunder.
I'm just saying, everyone was watching the historic night, and my boy Shea was giving them the work, bro.
Okay, yes, they beat the Lakers. Yes, they beat the Lakers.
Are the Thunder in the play-in still? No.
Hey man, we don't talk about that right now.
I could respect you for saying the Suns. Or not the Suns, but the Kings. They have a chance, right? They have a slim chance. The Kings.
Oh, actually, the Kings too. Actually,
right. They have a very slim chance because of your boy, right, De'Aaron Fox, and Sabonis, right?
Right.
Along with to me, Malik Monk, who you guys should have re-signed in the Lakers. You have a bunch of other great players, so
right. But
the Kings have a slim chance.
What do you think about the Suns? Are they the favorites, or you got someone else?
When I saw that trade at 2:00 in the morning. On paper, I said, you cannot beat this team. But then I thought, defensively, you need defense to win a championship. You need team cohesion, which I think they can because of Chris Paul. But the offensive firepower, yes, it's great, and we've seen great offensive firepower before. But as we've seen, the Warriors had the number 1 or number 2 defense in the league, and that's why they win their championships. Yes, it's because of their offense, but it's mostly because of their defense, and we've seen that with Andrew Wiggins last year in the finals. The best team for me right now has to be the Nuggets if they stay healthy. They have team cohesion, they have defense, they have depth, right? Another team I would say is Boston. They have depth, they have team cohesion, they have defense, they have offensive firepower. Milwaukee, I would say, is behind Boston. And the Warriors. You can't count the Warriors out because, yes, earlier in the season, I did state, and I'm not going to go back on it, even though they're struggling right now, the Warriors are going to go back-to-back because you cannot count out Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. You can never count those two out.
Whoa. You're forgetting a very key third piece to that team.
Gary Payton II, yes. My bad.
Exactly. Thank you. All right?
You're welcome.
Defensive stopper.
Yes, sir.
He might not even play the rest of the year, though. We'll see.
Hey, man.
They said he's going to be healthy for the playoffs, so that's all that matters.
That's true. But keep going, Joe.
But yes, I personally have the Warriors at number 1 to go back to back. Number 2, it has to be Boston or the Heat. You can tie the Heat in Boston to me personally because the foot on the line, that could have gone either way. Then you got the Nuggets, and then Milwaukee Bucks, and then the Phoenix Suns at 5.
That's fair. For me, I believe the Suns are the favorites to come out of the West. I believe that when the trade went down, I'm not backing down from it now. I believe they will come out of the West and make the championship. I don't believe they'll win the championship, though. I believe their defense will struggle against, which my prediction will be the Celtics will be in that championship, and the Celtics will win, I think. I don't think that Kevin Durant will be able to score against that Celtics team, as I believe the Celtics will be able to run what they did against that Nets team and shut them down. And then they just have such good perimeter defense where I believe they'd be able to shut down D-Book and CP3 as well. And Ayton can't do it by himself. So I believe the Suns will make it out of the West, but I wouldn't be shocked if the Warriors knocked them off and made a run after the All-Star break once Steph Curry gets healthy, because they were before his second injury, which is also unfortunate. Hopefully he gets well soon. But yeah, the Warriors, I did have them going back to back in the beginning of the year. I am going to back down from that now, though, based off they're struggling. But I do agree, you cannot count them out. They got Steph Curry, they got Klay Thompson, they got the Splash Brothers, Andrew Wiggins, Gary Payton the second. They could make a very late push, and you don't want to see that team when they have momentum. So I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. But for me personally, I got the Suns coming out of the West.
Before you say something, Nick, let me just ask you a question. Who beat the Suns in the playoff series last year?
Who did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Warriors, yeah. But that's the thing.
No. That was, I believe it was the Mavericks, the Dallas Mavericks.
That's what I was going to say. I don't know if that's factual or not, though.
It is factual. I believe it was a 5-game series or 6-game series.
As I said, though, previously, before I started that, the lack of defense, that to me is going to be their downfall against the Suns if they match up. I don't believe they'd be able to stop Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton.
Okay. Let me ask you. They won heavily. It wasn't even like a close game or a close series. The Mavericks won heavily. You think Kevin Durant can score 50 plus to add on to that offense?
I don't think he has to score 50 plus.
Well, that's the point differentiation in the series last year. Just about that.
He can score 30. D-Book can get 30. Chris Paul will get his 20, and Ayton will get 22. I think that's enough to win.
But it was a KD-less Suns team last year was not enough to even come close to the Mavericks.
I think personally KD will push him over the edge.
But how can you say that when they didn't have any defense? The Suns had zero defense, right, against the Mavericks, which, again, they have zero defense against the Mavericks this year. And for the Mavericks to destroy them like they did in the previous series, how can you say that Kevin Durant just scoring 30 will be enough to beat this Mavericks team when you had Devin Booker, Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton in the previous series?
Because I believe that the Suns' offense is better than the Mavericks offense in general. Putting KD on that team.
You give KD's 30 points. My boy Reed right here giving you them 30 right back.
Right, exactly.
Okay, and then you got that's KD and Kyrie and Luka. Okay, they'll get their 30s. That's 60. Who else is going to step up?
Okay, well, in this previous series, Luka took over by himself against those 3 star players you just mentioned, and Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton, and Devin Booker. By himself. I
personally believe that it will be a close series, but I believe the Suns will beat them.
On paper, the Suns should.
Right.
But I don't know if they're going to be meshing like that team-wise.
Right. But as we saw in that playoff series, they won by, I would say, more than 40 points. Right? You add an offensive firepower player like Kyrie Irving, who's better than Brunson, and Brunson was a key contributor to that offense last year in the series, and Kyrie's way better than that offensively. I think the Mavs have a great chance of beating the Suns.
They have a great chance. They definitely have a great chance, but to me, I favor the Suns. That's just me, though.
I also have the Suns winning the series personally, even though I was playing devil's advocate. Okay. I just think there's too much firepower in Phoenix. I think the only way it happens is hopefully it doesn't, but an injury. I think that's their best chance.
I say watch out for Tim Hardaway Jr. I don't think he was healthy last year in the playoff series. When he's healthy in the playoffs, he has contributed a lot to that Mavericks team. And I think with Tim Hardaway Jr. being a better offensive prowess than Finney Smith, right? I think him at the forward spot, Kyrie and Luke at the guard spots, I think they're enough. And then you added Christian Wood, who's a better offensive player than I think Kleber was last year in the playoff series.
Agreed. I agree. It will be a very good series. And the West is going to be fun to watch after the All-Star break for sure.
In the East. Well, no.
In the East, for sure.
The East, yes.
Sure. The Cavs will be coming out of the East.
We'll see, Gio.
Bug.
Sure,
you wait till Miami's sitting there as the 2 seed by the end of the year.
I'm sure they will. They're a sleeper team.
See about that. You see what Mikal Bridges just did to your team?
Bro, Miami's so bad right now. I actually hate watching this Miami Heat team.
Did this boy just drop what, 43?
Hey, bro.
I mean, no disrespect to Mikal. Mikal is great, but the Heat are supposed to be known for defense. If you're a defensive team, you can't let that happen.
Bro, this year we've been breezing by bad teams and just straight up losing to good teams. They need to be active in the buyout market for at least the regular season, because I know Jimmy's going to turn it up in the playoffs. Bam's probably going to show up, maybe Ty. But I need the buyout market from all these trades. I need Miami to be active.
Yeah, you guys should have got rid of Kyle Lowry when you had the chance. I don't know why you didn't, but you're stuck with him now. But yeah, you definitely need to get a point guard for sure, I would say.
I want Jay Crowder.
Jay Crowder would be great for your defense for sure. And he's a sniper.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
But yeah, speaking of favorite teams, the Lakers did have a great trade deadline. Me and Gio were talking, and we'd say outside of the Phoenix Suns, because of the Kevin Durant trade, the Lakers had the best trade deadline out of all the teams. They made 5 trades outside of the D'Lo one we touched on, the Rui one as well. We got Mo Bamba, Devon Reed, and there was one other one we did. And Mo Bamba for Pat Bev. I was very happy to see Pelinka do his job for once and upgrade the team, which was much needed. And it has helped the past 3 games. Obviously, we got blown out by the Blazers, but right now we're playing pretty well. The team's starting to gel, and I think we could make a push for the playoffs.
I hate that you guys got Mo Bamba. That's one of my guys, bro. So that happened in LA. It's kind of got me salty.
What do you think of the trades as a whole, though, for the team?
For your sake, I'm happy for you. I don't really know how it'll work yet. I have to see a couple more games.
Right, yeah. With LeBron, obviously.
Yeah. But I think it was a good move. It'll get Lakers fans excited. I think the team's ready to play again because it's a bunch of new guys.
Yeah.
Having a new goal, finding their roles. So I think it'll be exciting to watch.
Agreed. Gio, what do you think?
As we've mentioned before, it's all about Anthony Davis's health. I think with right now, it's not enough to beat the Suns, the Nuggets, or the Warriors in the West, or even the Memphis Grizzlies.
I do agree.
But as of right now, it gives you guys a chance, and you guys obviously got better. Rob Pelinka did his job, and that's all you can ask for.
For sure. And now, to me, it's up to Coach Ham. Use the players the right way.
For sure. Well, quickly moving to the All-Star, right? Who do you guys have winning the 3-point contest between Jason Tatum, between Damian Lillard, and between Tyler Hero as the headers of the 3-point?
So, cliffhanger Gio back in business. Before he left you with a cliffhanger, he was asking us our thoughts on the 3-point contest. How about you list off all the participants, and then we'll give our predictions.
Yeah, sure. The 3-point contest will include Jason Tatum, Damian Lillard, right? I believe it was Tyler Hero.
Yep. Tyrese Halliburton's in there.
Yeah. Right.
Buddy Hield.
Yep.
Who else? Kevin Herter's in there. I believe
Mhm.
that's 6. There's 2 more.
Right. Who is it?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
You already know who I'm cheering for. You feel me?
Yeah, we know that.
Oh yeah, we already know your favorite. It's gonna be Tyler Hero.
Yeah. All right.
Larry Markkinen
Okay. Yep. Lowry. That's 1 more.
Mhm.
and then Anthony Simons.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. So, Saya, you can go first. Who's your favorite?
So I'm cheering for Tyler Hero.
Right.
Um, but
Are you sure?
huh?
You sure you want to pick Tyler Hero?
He's
No, I don't
cheering.
think he's
He's
gonna
not
win it.
picking. He's
Oh,
cheering
okay.
for him.
Got you. So you're like D Wade and Derek Jones Jr., right? You're just cheering for him, but you're gonna have him win it anyways.
Amen. Amen.
Hey man, 2 Heat players, nothing to cheat here.
DJJ just did this thing, all right?
Okay. No, Aaron Gordon won that. Don't even know
Hey,
that.
chill out, bro. Hey, officially, DJJ has the crown.
Don't
Sorry.
don't know. To anyone other than
Officially,
to other than Heat fans, Aaron Gordon is that dunk champion.
Mr. 50.
Hey, man, was the dunk like nicer? Maybe, but I gotta take the judges' opinions into account.
Nah, you got to
I gotta
take D
just.
Wade's opinion because that's D Wade. We all know
But
what's
yeah,
going down. But to get back to the 3-point contest,
I have Kevin Herter winning this year.
okay.
That was a good pick.
I was going to say Tyler Hero, but I did not realize that Damian Lillard was in there. I'm gonna go with Dame Dollar.
Dame's a good one too. I was debating Dame or Kevin.
Gio, what's your pick?
Well, I'm not like the other fans because there's a poll out there who will win the 3-point contest.
Mhm.
60% say Damian Lillard, 10% say Jason Tatum, and 12% say Tyler Hero as the front runners.
Okay.
I really thought Jason Tatum could have won it years prior to this. He's already done this before multiple times. I think Jason Tatum will win this, but I wouldn't be shocked if Damian Lillard would win this. So, but Tyler Hero, I think he's a volume shooter. I don't really think he's that efficient shooting the ball, right? And that's why I can see him getting hot late on, but when he starts shooting the balls, I don't think that he will be making them. But Damian Lillard will be efficient, and so will Jason Tatum. It really comes down to who's going to be making those 4-point shots.
Agreed.
Tyler Hero's not gonna miss a single shot. He's my favorite to win though.
Nah, we all know who Saya's favorite is.
So so Saya has Kevin Herter.
Yeah.
You have Damian Lillard,
Mm-hmm.
and I have Jason Tatum.
Yes, correct.
All right, we'll see who wins.
All right, moving on to the slam dunk contest. The 4 participants there are KJ Martin from the Houston Rockets,
Mhm.
Mac McClung out of the G League. Don't sleep on him. Boys got bunnies.
For
Trey
sure.
Murphy the third from the Pelicans, and then Jericho Sims from the New York Knicks. Who do you guys think will take the crown?
Sims, New York.
Okay. Gio?
It was between Trey Murphy for me and Sims as well. I was leaning towards Sims, but to make it fun and interesting, I'll pick Trey Murphy.
To me, it comes down to creativity. And I think the most creative person out of that 4 is Mac McClung. I think he's going to take the crown.
I could see him winning it personally.
I
But
just hope it's a good dunk contest. Honestly,
Yeah,
we've
facts.
missed the dunk contest, and with the names here, no, like putting these guys down at all. But we don't have a star in here as a dunker. No Zach LaVine, no Aaron Gordon,
John Morant.
no Ja Morant, no Zion Williamson, no none of these guys.
No Tyler Hero. Like, well,
Right. So the last the last one to touch on is the skills challenge. The participants in that are the Antetokounmpo brothers, Giannis, Thanasis, and Alex is one team. Team Jazz is a second team with Jordan Clarkson, Walker Kessler, and Colin Sexton. And then there's rookies on the third team with Team Rooks, Paulo Banchero, Jaden Ivey, and Jabari Smith Jr. Who do you guys think is the favorite to take that?
Well, I'll go first this time. I don't think it's going to be the Giannis brothers just based off of shooting wise. They have to get hot. Like Giannis has to be hot to shoot, right?
Yeah.
He might do it if he's hot, but it really comes down to Jordan Clarkson because, I think he's the best shooter out of anyone there, right? I think he'll be the best skills guy. Colin Sexton's speed is ridiculous. Kessler, we got to see what happens, but that rookie team can really give them the run for their money, but I'm going to go with the hometown crowd, right? The hometown team and with the Jazz.
Okay.
Personally, I'm gonna be cheering on the Antetokounmpo
Sure.
brothers, but I have the rookies winning it personally.
I agree. I don't believe the Antetokounmpo brothers will win, but I will be cheering for them. I also have the team rookies because I just believe that they are the most skilled players out of those six that are left, in my opinion.
Out of Jordan Clarkson and Colin Sexton?
Yes, I believe they are more skilled
than those two guys.
Yes.
Do you know what JC does on the court?
He shoots. That's all he does.
Getting guarded. He's got people falling left and right, going up in the air.
I just think he's gonna be trying to be too flashy with it.
That is a good point. That is a good point. I didn't think about that. Yes, that's what Jordan Clarkson usually does. He'll probably turn around to the crowd or something after shooting a three.
I could see Colin Sexton doing something like that too, to be honest.
I think Colin Sexton's speed will help them out tremendously, right?
I agree.
I think the shooting of both of those guys will help them out, especially with the way, the new skills challenge is.
I just feel like the rookies are going to come out energized, and that energy is going to help them win the challenge.
And they are very skilled rookies, right?
Yeah.
But I got to give it to the more veteran guys and Jordan Clarkson and hopefully Colin Sexton not goofing around as much.
That's fair. Gio, you got a segment you want to do? Wrap it up?
Yeah. So we all know, I'm going to say it again. In the last podcast, I said Michael Jordan is better than LeBron James. It is Michael Jordan's birthday on the 17th of February. He will be turning 60. In my opinion, he is the greatest player of all time. And for him to turn 60, still making an impact on the game, right? Has the brand of, Air Jordan still running and thriving greater than ever. I just want to say happy birthday, Michael Jordan, and thank you for all you've given us.
Yes. Happy birthday, MJ. Second greatest player of all time in my eyes now. But happy birthday to you, and thank you for everything you did for the game of basketball. I'm not going to discredit you there. I just personally have LeBron over you now. But in the video game world, Hogwarts Legacy did come out. If you're into Harry Potter, I've heard it's a good game. I'm personally not into it, but if you are into Harry Potter, I highly recommend it. And yeah, on to music.
Yeah, happy birthday, MJ. Second place.
Second place, first loser?
Yep.
Wow.
Maybe he should have bet on himself more.
Facts.
What?
Sorry. My music shout out's gonna go to A Boogie. He came out with a song called No 808s featuring Bori. I thought it was a pretty good song. If you're an A Boogie fan, / like if you like A Boogie stuff or stuff like it, it's a good song. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there.
All right. Thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all on the next one.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the podcast, you can leave a like. If you're feeling generous enough, you can leave a comment. Shout out to the person that left a comment on the last one.
Facts.
And make sure you Gia.
Hey guys, like a wise man once said, please subscribe. It's that easy. It's just down there or wherever the subscribe button is, right? just hit subscribe. It means a lot to us. We really appreciate it. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.